The Los Angeles Clippers has to be one of the sorriest organizations, not just in the NBA, but in all of sports. Because apparently, and I can't believe I'm saying this, around 2 or 3 a.m. this morning, they decided to waive Chris Paul. CP3 literally posted this on Instagram saying, just found out I'm being sent home with a peace sign. And it didn't take long for Chris Haynes to confirm that, yeah, the Clippers are sending him home. They're cutting ties with him. They're waiving him on his farewell tour. I mean, before I even get to the Clippers statement here, this is just so stupid on so many levels. Everyone knows that Chris Paul is retiring after this season. Everyone knows that he is one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player in the franchise's history. And everyone knew that he wanted to retire a Clipper. He came back here on his last year, and this is what you're gonna do to him? I mean, listen, I understand the team is trash. They're 5-16. They're not even sniffing the play-in right now. They're 11 games behind 500, but this was your best idea? Getting rid of Chris Paul, one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game? A guy that, if anything, has become such an incredible locker room presence, such maturity, leadership. That's the guy of all the people on your squad. He's the one that you guys decide, you know what, let's just get rid of him right now. You know, the team's just not very good. What a bunch of BS. But like I mentioned earlier, here's the Clippers' official statement. We are parting ways with Chris Paul, and he will no longer be with the team. We will work with him on the next step of his career. Chris is a legendary Clipper who has had a historic career. I want to make one thing very clear. No one is blaming Chris for our underperformance. I accept responsibility for the record we have right now. There are a lot of reasons why we've struggled. We're grateful for the impact Chris has made on the franchise. Like, they really pulled a legitimate, oh, it's not you, it's me. I mean, please. Now, let me ask you something. When you think about the Los Angeles Clippers, who do you think of? Like, who are the first names that come to mind? I'll answer that for you. It's pretty easy. It's Chris Paul and it's Blake Griffin. They were the ones that made the Clippers such an incredible and fun franchise. They're the ones that made Lob City. And what's absolutely hilarious about this is that what they're doing to Chris Paul is eerily similar to what they did to Blake Griffin. As noted here by Arash Markazi, Blake Griffin wanted to retire a Clipper 7 months after signing a 5-year, $171 million deal to stay in the LA Clippers. They traded him to Detroit. And now we've got the situation with Chris Paul right now. So yeah, as far as the Clippers goes, they're an absolute joke of an organization. Their championship window closed a long time ago. It wasn't just this season. The smart thing for them to do is just blow up the entire thing. You guys aren't going anywhere. OKC is probably going to get your draft picks anyway. As far as Chris Paul goes, and I mean, I already talked about him in a video that I made dedicated to him after it was announced that he was going to retire. I mean, I'm not sure what the possibilities are right now in terms of him joining a team, but I do have some ideas. First and foremost, I don't know if joining the Oklahoma City Thunder is a possibility, but if there's any chance, that is technically where CP3 started his career because of, you know, with the hurricane, with what happened in New Orleans, they relocated to OKC for a little bit. That would be cool. Not to mention the fact that he did get to play with OKC when it was like in the bubble, and he got to be like this big brother, little brother situation with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So I just think it would be so sick for him to go back to OKC where he actually has a legitimate chance to leave the NBA with a championship. If not them, how about the Houston Rockets? He has a lot of great history there when he was playing with James Harden. He was really, really good. And the Rockets right now are really, really good and could use a good veteran point guard on the bench, you know what I mean, to really help them, help that locker room, help the young guys. Again, I'm not sure if any of that is even possible, but it would be really cool to see him end up on a real championship contending team on his last year in the NBA. Because even though the Clippers were not winning any championship this year, we all knew that they weren't winning a championship this year. It was at least nice to see CP3 in a Clippers jersey one last time in what we all presumed was going to be the last jersey he was ever going to wear. But yeah, man, what a complete joke of a franchise. CP3 does not deserve. I mean, just how it all happened too. Waiving him at 2 or 3 in the morning, a quarter of the way through the season. What a joke. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this entire situation. And until next time, peace.